on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back into another episode of the Carlos Granados podcast. In today's episode, we have another special guest on the podcast. But before we jump in, I want to thank you guys for always supporting my channel. Remember, you can watch this video on 4K on YouTube if you're listening to the audio platforms. If not, you can find me also on the audio platforms and Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, all the above. But I want to thank you guys for always showing me some love, for always being there for me, showing some support. I see the comment section going crazy. We're growing. We continue to grow. The podcast is doing very well. So we're going to stay active, right? So without further ado, though, Jay, welcome to the Carlos Granados podcast, bro. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How's it going, brother?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm ready to make my debut.
I appreciate you joining on the last minute. This was literally last minute, but I appreciate you, having the courage to jump in and just have a conversation with me, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. Gotta chop it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. How is let's talk about life real quick.
All right.
How is your life doing right now? What are you up to? What have you done from the time that you graduated high school? We're gonna get a little bit into that, but what are you up to now?
Well, right now, still in school. Last year in college, hopefully. So going through that a little bit. Just that, working a little bit right now. I'm working as a personal soccer trainer. Been doing that for close to a year now. Well, I've been doing that for this is my third, going on to 4 years of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because throughout college, obviously, I played college soccer. We'll probably get into that a little bit later.
We will.
Yeah, just doing that, doing a little side hustle on, car detailing.
Yeah.
That's really more of a side hustle. It's, some weeks are good, some weeks are bad, but
right.
Yeah, just trying to balance those three things,
Okay. So let's get into your car detailing business, bro. I know you started it several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
How has that been going? I know you said it has its ups and downs and stuff, but how has it been from the beginning? What made you start it? What made you want to get into it?
Mm-hmm.
And what have you felt has been some of the difficulties of starting a business like that?
Well, yeah, started it back in I think the idea popped up early in the year with a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It was just out of nowhere, just hey, we're just trying to find another way to make some money,
Right.
It was all bunch of
little
things
side
we could
hustle.
do. Yeah.
Right.
We were oh, do we do some kind of junk removal? But no, you gonna do junk removal, you gotta buy a trailer. That's not a few $100s. It's, some bands right there.
Yeah.
So now we were just let's just send it. Let's try something and start detailing. It'll cost a few $100s to start it off. You got vacuum, pressure wash, things like that.
Yep.
So we just started it. We just said, let's just send it.
I like that.
So literally, but we didn't even do detailing for a few months. We just studied, watched
gotcha.
YouTube videos, TikToks over and over again to see what other guys were doing. Because this is obviously there's a lot of detailers out there. A lot of people that start doing that because it is semi easy to start it. So we were just well, we got to know what we're doing first before we just go out and clean someone's random car, And obviously we started with our own cars, neighbors, friends, just to kind of try it out, still studying on the side. But yeah, I'm the one who has the tools and stuff. So
right.
I have everything in my truck. It's all in the back. My friend, John, that helps me out from time to time, he's got a busy work schedule, but whenever I can sometimes ask for his help, or he just pops in and he's yo, you got anything going on? But no, it's been good. The hard part is, getting clientele.
Yeah.
It's like any small business. Getting clientele the first few years is going to be tough. But it's definitely something. If you're going to start a small business, you got to put your all into it.
Right.
And that's the difficult part. I can admit that there are some aspects that I could probably put a little bit more effort into it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where I'm still treating it like a side hustle for now. Because I'm still, I'm working my job. I'm in school.
Yeah.
So it's a tough thing to just be I'm just gonna leave everything and then go for it. Because to try and market that it's not difficult, but
it takes some time.
It does take time. I gotta probably be in it for about 2 or 3 years until I probably start seeing some better progress.
Right.
Right now we just been posting stuff on Facebook Marketplace as a service. And recently, I don't know if it's a new rule they have, but every time you post something where it says you're trying to sell a service on Marketplace, they take it down. So
Facebook?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like the first few months I did it, I had no issues. If anything, I was getting like 3 or 4 cars a week, which is not bad considering that I had to work 4 other days a week, go to school 4 days a week. So, you know, you get 3 or 4 cars a week, you know, if you're charging like $100, hey, that's an extra $400 you didn't have.
Oh, that's good though.
But yeah, Facebook started acting up. They took down my posts and I was like, all right, what is this? And I've done it. I think it's been like 4 or 5 times I've had to repost it or re-upload it as a listing. So there's probably another solution that I'm just ignorant about. There's probably way easier way. I think there's Facebook ads. So I'm probably just gonna have to go to that.
Right.
But it was just random. It was going good. Now that they keep taking it down, I'm not really getting people texting me. Yeah. So right now it's kind of on the low.
Got you. Do you feel like at least from where you started though, whatever you invested in, have you made that back yet from the money? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
how long did it take you to get your money back from when you started your detailing business?
I would say probably about like a good 2 months.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I think the total, somewhat around the ballpark, it was probably close to like $600, $700 just to kind of get most of the stuff I have. In terms of like heavy equipment,
right?
Like, you know, you got a pressure washer, you got a vacuum, I got an air compressor. I got all the hose, you know. All right, all
the hose in different area codes. I respect it. Yeah, I feel you.
No, but it didn't take too long. No, yeah, but yeah, it took about a good 2, maybe 3 months of some solid months to get it back. We've definitely profited a little bit more. But right now, I mean, it's pretty slow. Right now it's more just like close friends, family members, you know, people that I've already detailed maybe that are hitting me up, but new clientele is not really coming in right now. But I mean, it's all right.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what though? I feel like first of all, it is a side hustle, but at least you have gained your money back that you invested. So it's whatever you do from now, it's not a loss, which I think that's a really positive sign. Yeah. And I mean, the fact that you're trying to balance school, you got your job, and then you have you have your job, and then you actually have the detailing business. Yeah, that's hard to manage, man. Especially with the time consuming that all can be, and then the pressures of life of you trying to figure out like what exactly you're gonna do with life because you are 22 years old, right?
Yeah, 22.
Right. Yeah. So that is, I can only imagine how that can be and how much time it will take. But do you feel like you will stay with this course for a little bit when it comes to the detailing, or like? For right now, since it's making you money every now and then you're cool with having that on the side?
I'd say right now I am cool with it, where I'm not going to stress myself too much about, I'm not getting 4 or 5 cars a week consistently. Because like you said, everything right now that I get is a gain. So I'm not losing anything. I do want to stick with it in the long run though, just because even when I'm like 30, even if I have a nice career already, like unless I'm making, you know, 6 figures easily. Yeah. I would still like to do it because it's a satisfying job. Obviously, you go in to clean cars and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah. But I see myself sticking with it for a little bit.
You know what I see sometimes, and last time on my YouTube channel it pops up where there is people who literally take care of cars who are super dirty and like they clean them and detail them, and like the transformation, it's like amazing, bro. Yeah. I was gonna send you a link to like a YouTube channel of like this guy has, and he has like millions of views on like dirty cars. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I wonder if you could get into that, and like I wonder why more detailers don't do that, because I feel like it's very soothing to watch things like this online.
I mean, in real life, like if you're gonna do a job like that, realistically, you're gonna charge a lot of money. Right. Like if you're doing, let's say, cars, you know, dirty, dirt everywhere, like cup holders, seats are all stained.
Dog hair.
Yeah. Oh, dog hair is terrible. But mainly like, especially like stain removal jobs, that's gonna take you, I don't know. I did one job, a stain removal job. It took me like 5 hours.
So what does that mean, stain removal?
Like, you know, there's a lot of cars that have like cloth seats, not leather.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're gonna clean leather's not that difficult.
Gotcha.
But cloth seats, like you can spill water and there will be a stain.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So that stuff, it takes a while to get out. I mean, with practice, you'll get better at it and you get faster at it. Yeah. But if it's like a car where like it's everywhere, a part with like the carpets got to get vacuumed and cleaned. Some people need the carpets cleaned,
Right.
you know, and everything inside. Like, I think if I were to charge someone right now, like let's say really like bad SUV or something, it's gonna be like, you know, close to that $300 mark, and that's kind of cheap for a full inside detail. Like some of these guys I've seen on like TikTok and stuff will charge like, shoot, like $300 to $500 just the inside of a car, and not everyone's got money like that to be spending. You know,
yeah. You gotta find those special clients.
Yeah.
That constantly go to you.
Yeah.
They're loyal to you.
I mean, that's why I've had a few jobs like that where I did probably undercharge, but I mean, if I would have said, hey, $300,
you gotta get the business, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was either you say $300 and they say no, or I say, all right, like 150, they say yes. I probably like kill myself for 6 hours, but you know, I came home with something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, some money is better than no money, bro.
Exactly, man.
Somebody said one time, I'm not above making money. So like, you know, it's worth, bro. But transitioning into, well, first of all, before we transition to that, what would you recommend or what advice would you have for somebody who's trying to start a detailing business, car detailing business? I know you're fairly new, but there's some things I'm sure you have learned along the way, right?
Yeah.
That you could probably would have done a little bit different, or maybe the process would have been a little bit different. What do you think is something that you could probably like advise to somebody, or maybe in giving your experience, like, hey, I would have done this different, so they could benefit from that advice?
I mean, first thing I say is you don't need all the equipment that these TikTokers need have. Like you don't need the crazy stuff yet, especially when you're starting off. Like don't go buy like I'm trying to get a generator soon, so I don't have to use other people's electricity. Generators are expensive. Just because you're starting off, I mean, if you got the money to invest,
Right.
by all means go ahead, but you don't need to go spend a band on a generator if you're just starting.
Right.
Like get your basics, get the
essentials.
vacuum. Yeah, get the pressure washer, get the few chemicals, and get a few clients here and there, make up a little bit of money, and then reinvest. That too.
Right.
Reinvest in the early stages. Like I was like over here, like, man, like I'm trying to save money, this and that. It's like it's not how it works. You start any business, small or big, you gotta invest the money you make first back into the business.
Right.
And then later on you'll start seeing a little more income come in, and now it can be transitioned between, you know, a percentage to the business and a little bit to keep to yourself.
Right. Well, guys, if you guys are listening or watching this and you guys are in the Atlanta area and you want to support a small business, I'll leave Jay's information on there, the Instagram. That's where you have your videos, right? So Instagram, I'll post it below. Shout him out. Go look for him. Go look for him. Go find him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. So transition into how I ended up essentially at the part of life where I ended up meeting you was you were playing college soccer at the time.
Yeah.
Would you like to share with us the experience, and not only the experience of playing soccer, but also what made you stop and kind of give up on your dreams, which is, I can only imagine how hard that is to really come to those terms.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try and keep it brief because obviously with anyone's like career with like any kind of sport or anything like that, like it's gonna be long stories. But I mean, I'll just like skip to the part going into, I guess, into college. So right out of high school, I had basically no offers. So like, and I was playing, you know, I played academy all my life, thankfully. My parents supported me through that. But so out of high school, like I'm talking July, right after I graduated. Usually you're supposed to know where you're going.
Right.
Like probably a year before you graduate high school. I didn't know where I was going 2 months before college started. Like,
dang.
So I think I probably had one offer, but I didn't know they offered me. I went to the campus, I visited with my friend, but I was like more like tagging along with him.
How didn't you know that you were offered?
Because like I had talked to the coach. I sent him my highlights,
Yeah.
but he like straight up told me, he's like, I haven't even watched your tape yet. Like,
damn.
But no, but I found out like probably like July. He texted me. He was like, hey, like, you know, like you got an offer just in case you didn't know. I was like, man, like I didn't know nothing about that. But I think by July I did get a offer and went to go play at a, you know, local college, GGC.
Yeah.
So by the time he told me, I think I was already committed. So it was like, man, like, You know, and the only reason I got the offer from GGC was because my high school goalkeeper coach was actually going to be the new goalkeeper coach for GGC.
Oh,
so he put in the work for me because I mean, I had a good season my senior year in high school. You know, I had a decent resume club wise. So he put in the work for me. The coaches, I didn't have to do a trial, thankfully. The coaches were just like, all right, you know, we got another spot. We'll give you a chance. I was like, all right, cool. And GDC, they play in NAIA, so it's like kind of like JUCO a little bit. It's its own little thing though. It's not like NCAA, anything like that. But they surprisingly recruit a lot of international players. I think we only had like maybe like 7 players that were from Georgia or from the States. Everyone else was from Europe, South America.
Dang, bro.
Like Africa. It's like, man, I didn't know nothing about this team. I knew about the college. I didn't know the team was like this though.
Gotcha.
And so I'm like looking around these guys. Some guys had played second division in Italy. Some guys had played. I had my second year. Some guy had played pro in where was it? Israel. He played pro in Israel.
Wow.
Like some guys came up from crazy academies, and I'm like, why are you here, man?
That's just gonna ask you next. Why did they go there? Like, what do you think they end up going there for? To get more highlights or something, so they can continue their career?
Some of them probably, yeah. I know one for specifically was here just to go pro. Like his mindset was like, I'm just here to go pro.
Right.
Obviously, you tell any international parent like, hey, we're gonna give your son a scholarship to play soccer, but he's also gonna get a degree in the U.S. It's pretty convincing.
That makes sense.
So I mean, I'm sure 90% of the guys going are here to probably, you know, get some highlights, you know, play ball for a few more years and maybe go pro. But I mean, if you're offering scholarships, whether it's half, full scholarships, whatever it is, and you know, you're gonna get a degree with it, it's kind of hard to say no, especially if you're at a point like some of these guys. I was 18. I had teammates that were 27.
That's wild.
Like,
so essentially then, so it's not like the NCAA where your clock starts ticking and you have all these eligibility factors playing in. It's definitely totally different, right?
Yeah, because NCAA, if I'm not wrong, they might be different from now, but I think even if you don't go to college your first year, let's say you take a gap year, I think your clock is still running.
So let me give you my experience from when I tried to play college football. So when I graduated high school, I went to GGC as well. Okay. And I went to GGC, but I thought that because I was going to GGC and they didn't have a football athletic program, or at least at that point a football team, a football program, I thought when I transferred to a college or a university that had a football program, then that's when my clock would be starting, right? But when I tried to email NCAA, and I did, I was trying to figure out my eligibility. What is it that I need? How many classes, right? So I had done 2 years at GGC. So when I was looking into Georgia Southern or Georgia State, I emailed them and they said that I needed 50 hours of credit hours. And I'm like, and you would be considered after a junior. And I said, a junior? Dang, yeah. I'm like, wait. I haven't even played football yet. Yeah. But according to them, your clock starts ticking when you become a full-time student at a college that it's eligible. Okay. And I'm assuming GGC was an eligible college because I'm taking full-time classes. Right. So if I wouldn't have taken full-time classes, I would have been not considered. And I was taking full-time classes at GGC. Wow. So for 2 years, I essentially, I don't want to call it wasted, but I thought I was kind of, building myself up to go try out for a football team. Right. But I ended up finding out the hard way that I was already going to be a junior. Right. And I hadn't even gotten any type of trials at GGC. So that's something that I wish I would have known before, but because I didn't have any guidance, then, that was tough, right?
I mean, I feel like it should be, I mean, it's hard especially for football teams. These guys, there's huge rosters. I mean, I know you can't expect a coach to tell every single person the NCAA rules or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, I had a coach tell me, I'm not sure, like I said, rules may have changed, and this could be wrong, where he said, even if you take a gap year now, your clock runs.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I had a coach tell me that one time. But specifically for NCAA, at GGC, NAIA, it don't matter. I still have 2 years of eligibility. So
to play NAIA?
To play NAIA. I could, because I used my first year at GGC, my freshman year. My second year, I only played up until like September. And then I decided to take a break from playing because one, it was like I was getting so frustrated because the season, I had a good preseason my second year. I was fighting for a starting spot. We played a scrimmage, didn't go so well on my end, and coaches never gave me a shot after that.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I'm looking at the roster. I'm like, these guys that still probably have 2-3 years left of eligibility,
right,
are probably 5 years older than me, have more experience. I'm like, I'm never gonna play. So my thought process, I went to the coaches. I'm like, look, I need a break. I would like to probably come back in the spring, but I needed a break from just playing with the team. So that year, that eligibility didn't count. So basically, I got that back. And NAIA, I think if I were to transfer to like NCAA, it's a little different. But but no, yeah. So my freshman year, freshman year was an experience because man, it was frustrating. I'm playing against these guys that are way better than me.
Right.
I got to a point where I was like stressed going to practice because every time I made a mistake, I was just getting hard on myself. But yeah, I mean, it was a good learning experience, but it was tough.
Right.
So I just did what any proper person would do, just train my butt off in the off season, try to come back. I did better. It's funny because out of all, I think there was 5 true freshmen that came in. 4 of them got cut. I was the only one that stayed.
4?
Yeah, 4 got cut.
Dang, bro.
Obviously,
that's so competitive, man.
Yeah, and I mean, but that just shows you because 5 true freshmen. I'm saying 5 like guys that are fresh out of high school.
Right.
You know, I don't think anyone else. I think there's a few guys that left, international players, but no one else got like actually cut. That was like, you know, transferred in from, you know, internationally or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, out of the 5 freshmen, including me, 4 of them got cut. Some of them were for different reasons, but a lot of them was like level wise or something like that. And I think the only reason I stayed was because during the points where I knew the coaches were like, yeah, this guy's not it. The coaches would see me after practice, before practice, days we didn't have practice. I was going to the facility. I'd get a ball bag and I'd go train by myself. And I think the coach saw that and he was like, all right, let me get this guy a second chance.
Effort, man.
Yeah.
Can't teach that.
So spring season of freshman year, it went a little better, performed a little bit better. Still, you know, still kind of learning.
Are you still at GGC here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still my freshman year. So spring season, we're just training. There's not really any games. I don't even think we played a game. We probably played one, but I don't even remember. But yeah, then going into sophomore year, like I said, I took a break September because I kind of realized like, yeah, I'm not gonna get any playing time this season. So I told the coach, I was like, hey, if you are okay with it, I want to come back in the spring. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So once like January comes around, so school starting back up again in the spring, same thing. I was training every single day, just trying to get better, and I felt really good. I felt confident. And I remember one day I walk into the locker room, and so we have our lockers and we have our names at the top. And usually, like the season before, when the player got cut, I even saw my coach come in one time, took off one of my teammates' names because I cut him.
Damn.
And then I come back in the spring and I'm training every day. And then one of the days I come in, I see my name's off the locker. And I'm like, interesting. I'm like, I've been here for like a week or two training.
Yeah.
You know, at the facility. I did all my training at other parks and stuff. And for some reason, I got like just butthurt and I took it personal. But I never went to the coach and said anything. And I had also heard they make group chats obviously each season, like a new team.
Oh, gotcha.
So they made a group chat. I wasn't in it. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Like, so that kind of killed my mood. And then for some reason I was like, I didn't talk to the coach or anything like that. I just straight up said, you know what? Fine. If it's gonna be like that, fine, cool. They never reached back out to me. So if they hear this, I mean, nothing personal. No, I don't hold grudges. But no, yeah, I took it personally. I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna say anything. So no, I took so I didn't play proper like club soccer, well, team soccer for about like a year and a half. I played semi-pro for a little bit on this one team, that local team, but that was more to just keep me in shape because I wanted to go back to playing soccer. So about a year and a half later, so this is going into last year in the spring. So spring of 2024. I'm at work and I have this guy that's also a personal soccer trainer. He was working with me. And then I tell him, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for a team. He's like, oh, I just played over here at Reinhardt University, which is up in North Georgia. It's another NAIA team. He's like, hey, I mean, like we used to play pickup a lot, so he would see me play. He's like, I'll give you a chance, man. Like I'll talk to the coach, see what he says, and we'll try and get you a trial. I was like, all right, cool. And then he'd also try to help me get into another team, Life University, which is also NAIA. They're a very good NAIA team, and apparently their assistant coach, I don't know, I think it's completely different staff now, but their assistant coach went to talk to the GGC head coach to ask him about me. And next thing you know, he's like, oh yeah, like I don't know what happened. Like assistant coach said that he went to go talk to your head coach, and now he doesn't want to give you a trial.
Oh, and I'm like, dang.
I'm like, this coach basically cut me, or that's what I understood how it looked. Never reached back out to me, and then gave me a bad word to another coach.
Right.
So I didn't even get a trial from like
maybe because you never went to talk to him after you got cut or something.
I mean,
he had that still.
I don't know. But I mean, I had texted him saying, hey, if I want to come back in the spring, he said yes. So automatically I'm thinking, all right, I'm still back in.
Right.
But yeah, so I was like, dang, like he just took that opportunity away from me. So that's when after my guy's like, my friend's like, hey, I'll talk to the head coach at Reinhardt. And thankfully, the head coach at Reinhardt, Coach Frankie, I still love him. I don't know if he hates that I left, but so he actually had beef with the coach at GGC.
Oh,
because of a game last year or something like that. So he was like, I'm not even gonna talk to him. He was like, let me just see if you ball or not. I was like, all right, cool. So he was cool. I went to the trial. Mind you, like I had been training, but it's different when you train on your own and you're training with a team.
Right.
So my fitness was terrible. So I mean, I went in. It was an hour and a half training, but man, it was the longest hour and a half of my life.
Running.
Man, yeah. Like this Coach Frankie, he's a guy that's like gonna run you to the ground. Damn. But I mean, I just dug deep. I'm like, I have no other other option right now. I was like, I gotta put everything onto the trial. So I did what I had to do. Talked to him after, and he gave me an offer. So I was like, all right, I mean, I did what I had to do there. And I thought about it for a little bit. I didn't have any other choice. I was like, you know what? I think I got an offer from another college, but it was just through a friend that was the captain of the team that I was cool with. But it just that offer didn't seem like, I don't know. I didn't want to go there.
The best option.
Yeah. So Reinhardt looked like the best option. The coach actually had a plan for me and everything. He was really cool, and I was like, you know what? Let me go to Reinhardt. So I go to Reinhardt. I actually had a good season. So I went from GGC. Never got playing time, was like third string right back or whatever, third string midfielder because I started as a midfielder. But then at Reinhardt I was a right back, so now I'm the starting right back. No, I mean I had a good season individually. I think I had a good season when I was healthy, but I'm very injury prone. I've always been injury prone since high school.
Welcome to the family, bro.
Yeah, man. I know this family's like that.
Yeah, nah, we are so injury prone.
Yeah, but no, I mean I had really good performances, but I was just going injury after injury, and it was so frustrating. And if I were to list out all the injuries, we'd be here for like another 3 hours just trying to tell that story. But I was just getting really mentally tired going through this because it's not just like physical. Like I'm doing rehab every single day just to try and get back. And thankfully, Coach Frankie, like he was giving me so much of a chance that as soon as our trainer was like, all right, he's good, I was back into playing. Right. It wasn't like, oh, let's ease him back in. It's like, no, you're probably starting next game. Yeah. But it was just so much. And then I think middle of the season, I got like mentally drained. I don't know what it was. I can't tell you. I was physically tired. It was from all the training and running. And because I was injury prone, I was feeling it twice as much.
Right.
And then mentally, I was like, man, like, do I really have a future, or like is the dream still alive for me to really do this for another 10 years plus, or like even 5 years? Like, because I still had 3 years of eligibility going into Reinhardt, so I'm like, I couldn't see myself going through 3 more years.
Wow.
Because like my body hurt so much. So mid-season, I kind of told myself like, yeah, I think I'm done here. I'm gonna finish this season and then we'll see. And then October, I get a really bad injury. Some guy like cleated me real bad in my ankle, and I was like on crutches and stuff. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is it.
Let's call it.
Let's call it. Probably need to get a job now. But yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, I'm happy for that experience for sure. It was really fun. I loved being able to be a crucial part of the team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got to showcase what I wanted to showcase beforehand. Like, we ended up playing that one team, Life University. So the team that didn't offer me, I ended up there. I have a friend of mine that I used to play with at GGC as assistant coach there now. And he was there at the game coaching when we played against Life University. And I think I think that was the game you went to with Jack.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, I mean, from my own...
You were running, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was that game, man. I think I did pretty well that game. And I think because mentally I was like, this is the team that basically didn't give me a chance.
Yeah.
Not throwing shade at anyone, because I think it was an assistant coach that's not there anymore. So nothing about the head coach, something like that. But I'm like, all right, well, y'all didn't want me. I'm going to show y'all like what I can do.
Right.
So I did really well that game. And then after the season, I was talking to my friend that's assistant coach there, and he was willing to give me an offer to go to Life University the year after. But at this point, I think I had already made my decision, like I wasn't going to play anymore. And I talked to the head coach again at Reinhardt, because I told him like, hey, I think I'm done. And he's like, what? He's like, man, you got 2 years left. But Reinhardt's a private school. It's expensive.
Yeah.
I was paying, me and my parents were helping me out, paying out of pocket. I had a scholarship. He gave me a scholarship. I had my scholarship I had decent grades, good GPA, so I had my scholarship there too. But I'm like, man, I don't think I can pay. I didn't think I was gonna get the same funding for the next year. If anything, I was gonna have to pay more out of pocket for the next year. But my coach did offer me a bigger scholarship. Like I think triple what I was getting. Now,
and that wasn't enough to cover?
No. Like when I say triple, people are gonna think like I'm getting like crazy. Like no, like my scholarship was very small. Like I knew some guys on the team that were getting at least half of their tuition, because tuition was like $40K
a year.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, that's like Georgia money.
Yeah, man. And I mean, and some of the guys on the team, were getting probably like half of that. There's probably some full scholarship guys, but it was none of my business to be telling everyone what scholarship you have, because at the end of the day, if you were gonna get a good scholarship, it's because you earned it.
Right.
So he was offering me a bigger scholarship, and it was a good offer. I mean, I think he did everything he could to like give me an offer. I think maybe if I could have got the full scholarship, I think I wasn't eligible for it. He said something like that, but maybe if he would have gave me a full scholarship, I would have considered it. But I was like, man, it was just too much. Like I was like, what? I think I was about to turn 22. I was like, man, I think I need to find another route.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it was hard. I think I was telling Jacqueline, it wasn't until like recently where I feel like I finally accepted that that's not my life anymore. It's always a part of me.
Yeah.
But a lot of like, athletes will go through that stage where they stop playing. And because that was your identity your whole life, I know you relate to this. Because, I mean, you think about the times you woke up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. to work out, to practice. Like, I know, man, I think that's what got me the most when I was like, I look back, like, no one knows how hard I worked. I'm talking, there's days where I trained 3, 4, 5 times a day because I was just so obsessed with the idea of going pro. That's everyone's dream when they're young, to go pro in the sport they love. So it wasn't until recently I accepted terms. I'm like, man, this life moves on.
Do you feel like you're content with the fact that you gave it your all and it still didn't work out? Like you're satisfied with, hey, listen, this is all I had, or how do you feel about that?
It's always gonna suck.
It hurts.
I'm not gonna lie. It's always gonna hurt.
It hurts.
I'm not gonna hold a grudge against it. I'm not gonna like have a complaint all my life. But there will always be that thought in the back of my mind, like, man, like, could I have really done anything different? Because I feel like I trained a lot, man, for the kind of body I felt like I got in terms of like how much I got injured. I feel like I did good 95% of what I probably could have done. Maybe I could have pushed an extra 5, but I don't think that would have really been the difference maker.
I feel you on that, and I completely understand you. People don't know how hard you work to try to make a dream happen.
Yeah, man.
And then when you've given it your all and you've had to drop it, you're just like, that's a tough decision. Yeah, that's a tough decision. And it doesn't work for everybody. So let me give you a little bit, because I don't think I've ever told you about this, my story on my end. But so when I told you I did the 2 years at GC, right? So there at that time, I'm like at the gym, bro, like 2-3 hours per day, just lifting weights. And sometimes I wouldn't even lift weights. I just knew I needed to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just needed to be there, at least just letting the dream flow. Just being there, man. And to a lot of people, it may sound like a waste of time, but when you're passionate about something and you want to make something happen, you're like, dude.
Yeah.
And the craziest part is I knew in the back of my mind, because I didn't have any guidance through high school, I didn't get any guidance towards how to get a scholarship. I'm the first person to go to college here. I don't know how I barely know how college works. Imagine now how like college football works. Yeah. I don't know anything about that. So, but I known people that have gotten scholarships. I know who I competed against that I did very well against. You know what I mean? And you have that like, just because you're not this tall or you're this fast, you didn't get these scholarships. Yeah. So you're working and working towards that. The craziest thing happened. I transferred to Georgia State, right? And Georgia State had a tryouts for like, I think the past 5 years or so up to that point, because their football team was new. Yeah. And they had tryouts fall and spring consistently for like 5 or 6 years. The fall that I transfer, I'm excited. I'm about to go try out for the football team. And the last thing I expected was, we don't have tryouts this fall. You have to wait until spring. So now I'm wasting another year at eligibility. Yeah. Exactly. So now I would have been a senior. And the only way I would have gotten anywhere with that, it's either I would have redshirted my 4th year, but how can you redshirt somebody that you haven't even seen played yet? Yeah. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that. So literally my dreams came to an end when I had the football tryout. That crazy how it works. For 5 or 6 years, they had fall tryouts, and then the fall that I get there, they're like, no, we won't have it till spring. Yeah. So I'm like, what's the point of playing one more year? Yeah. I was like, there's no point. And that's when you dream. You have to accept it. You have to accept this is it. This is crazy. And it hurts because you're just like because you don't know. People don't know how much work has to go into a dream like that. And you know what? Just to play the next level. Now there's still another level beyond
another
that.
One. Yeah.
And that's a struggle. That's something that I feel like a lot of people go through. And it's unfortunate because now I have side effects from playing sports and football and stuff like that later on in my life. And there's a price you pay that maybe at the moment you don't know, but eventually, it's life. And your body, you're not a machine, and eventually catch up to you.
Yeah, it does catch up. Yeah. And for football, I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity in soccer because there's so many divisions. Now, if you start talking about like financial stuff, it's a little different. Obviously, you play lower league, you're going to get less money. Right. But football is more like it's like almost NFL or nothing. I know there's other leagues. There's like, what is that one other team? I think The Rock kind of has part ownership in it or something.
Oh, yeah, the XFL.
Yeah. So there's
Canadian
that too.
League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, everyone's dream is NFL.
Right. And that's where the money's at.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for your part, I think it's tougher because at least, I was able to experience playing college soccer. You weren't even given the chance.
I wasn't. I feel like either destiny took it away from me or, God, I don't know, whatever you want to name it. But I feel like I knew what I could have done on the field. And I know what my coaches had told me in high school. They definitely confirmed, like, dude, you can play college ball. Yeah. I just didn't have any guidance, even with the coaches. But that same coach that told me that, his kid plays for the Ravens now. He's this long snapper for the Ravens. So I knew the talent that I had. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it is, you're right. It's a little bit harder because it's college and then NFL. There isn't more leagues where you can go bounce around and go back and forth, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that now because even like basketball, you can go play G League.
In Europe, Asia, they get paid money, bro.
Yeah. And not that it's easy, but you have that alternative route. You can, like, let's say you're a baller and you know you're a baller, but you don't get drafted. Yeah. You know, maybe you got a chance of someone in Europe. I mean, Europe will take, if you're athletic, if you're tall, if you can ball a little bit, they'll probably give you opportunity. Yeah. Obviously you got to network yourself a little bit, but you know, there's opportunity there. Same thing with soccer. If you're good enough and you put yourself out there, you might find an opportunity. Right. But football's not like that. You're not gonna go to England and play. You gotta play rugby if you're gonna go over there. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. And the different stigma too, like in football, the more you get hurt and the more you overcome it, the better you look. Yeah. So you don't have time to be complaining about injuries and you know what I mean? Like it's hard. It's a really tough sport. But I think you're right. I had a friend that actually went to Reinhardt. He played there. He played there for I don't know how many years, and then he ended up playing semi-pro for the indoor leagues because there is indoor football. And then he went to play in Mexico. Yeah. A lot of people go there, yeah. Mexico has a football league, and I'm like, yo, that was so dope. I'm actually planning on having him on the podcast because I told him, I was like, yo, you should come on and you should tell your story because that's a good one. We were teammates back in high school, and I thought it was pretty cool. Mexico having a football league, I thought that was. They told him, I think that he told me they paid him like several $100s a week, but for every sack he would get, like they would get like $200.
Oh, bonus.
You get bonuses for every game. Oh, so he was making like probably like $1,000 or some change a week from every week that you were playing there. You know,
that's not bad if you're on your own.
Yeah, at the time I think he might have been on his own. I don't remember though.
Yeah, you can't do that if you got a wife and kids for sure.
But, but in Mexico though, it is different. True, money goes different. So we're talking dollars here, and they still have pesos over there. So I was like, you know what? That's a good experience though. Yeah. Hey, but I appreciate sharing that, bro. I think that's first of all, that's deep and that's vulnerable. The last thing I wanted to jump in, which I feel like it's always important for the people that come here because I like to share people's experiences, life stories, and of course, your belief system. I know that you're a Christian, and I want to get to hear your story. How did you become a Christian? What your life has been, you know, following the steps of Christ, and maybe some of the things that you have struggled or you found like, you know, maybe misconceptions that people may have when it comes to Christianity and stuff like that. Right. But you can begin with how'd you end up getting saved? How'd you end up finding the Lord and becoming the person you are now with the walk in Christ?
Yeah, so I mean, it's always been a part of my life. My parents are Christian, so I did grow up in a Christian household, but I don't think I'm Christian because of that. It's definitely something that played a factor, but it's not just because there's a lot of people as soon as they hear, my parents are Christian, they're like, oh, that's why. It's like, no. I mean, obviously it's helpful when you have your parents involved in the same thing. It's very helpful. But I mean, they always encouraged me to go to church. So when I was little, obviously, like I would always go to church with them. And then we transitioned to Victory, which is a bigger church here in Norcross.
Shout out Victory.
Shout out Victory, man. Love it. No, so I started going there in middle school, and they would have me, I would go to the middle school services, which I believe are also Sundays, every Sunday. Okay. And it was cool. I mean, they make it a fun environment. They don't make it just like, you know, where you're just going to go sit at a desk and hear a guy yap for an hour. Nothing wrong with that. But I mean, if you want to reach the youth, you got to be a little creative. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like when you're an adult, you can kind of sit down on a lecture, whether it's in school or in church, and you can listen. But if you're 12, 13 years old, that doesn't work for most kids. Right. So, no, I mean, I've been going there for up until now. But honestly, after middle school, I stopped going to the services. Like, they have high school service, I think, on Wednesdays, but I never went. I just went straight to the adult service. So my parents primarily speak Spanish, so they would have it at the same time. They would be in the Spanish, they would be in the chapel.
Vida.
Yeah, Victory Vida. So they would be there, and I would just go to the English version because I tried Spanish, listening to sermon in Spanish a bunch of times, but it's different. Like if your first language is Spanish and they tell you to go listen to a service in English, it's tough.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, so same for me. I was like, you know what? Like my parents were like, well, if you understand it better there, just go. Like we don't care if you're sitting next to us. We just want to make sure that you're learning and being guided correctly. I was like, yeah. So I went to the adult service since I was like 14. Um, and I mean, I feel like I had a decent enough relationship through high school, but I was definitely a lukewarm high school. But it's tough. If you're in high school, it's tough. Like, it's super hard to be disciplined and be, I guess, holy in an aspect. Not perfect. No one's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
But when you're surrounded by worldly stuff in high school or worldly friends, worldly relationships, like, it's tough.
It'll catch you.
Yeah, it will. I mean, thankfully, I never got any deep into anything like that. Like, drinking, drugs like that. That was never a thing I struggled with in high school. Surprisingly, I never really struggled. I know, like, as males, it can be a struggle with, like, lust and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, that never really caught to me. That never got a hold of me that much. But honestly, and through high school, I was kind of more focused on playing ball. I mean, sure, like, you're gonna talk to people, you might date someone here and there, but I honestly, part of me there was some times where I never took it serious because, like, I just wasn't my main focus.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, there probably was times where I was a douchebag sometimes, but it wasn't everything crazy. I wasn't out here, like, doing girls dirty, cheating on girls, nothing like that. But I definitely didn't take relationships too seriously in high school. I just never cared for it that much. Through high school, it was like I was still in my faith, but I was lukewarm.
Gotcha.
So I mean, when it wasn't just I was like a crazy person, it was just like I really wouldn't be in my word. I wouldn't really pay attention at church. Sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't. Like, I was just doing my own thing.
Like, God wasn't your priority necessarily.
No, not at all. I mean, he was up there, but
he was up there. That's already
I mean, it's okay to admit it's part of the testimony.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Once college came around, I think I tried definitely to make it a better priority, because I know once college, everyone tells you college, like, oh, you're just gonna drink, you're just gonna
I remember that.
Girls, this and that. Same thing though. Like, freshman year, I was chilling. First time I drank was freshman year of college. So I mean, but it wasn't like I was out drinking every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like maybe once or twice with my teammates. But it was I never went to clubbing out like that. Like, my teammates would go, but I was 18, so I couldn't go anyways. So,
right.
So freshman year, I would say same thing, kind of lukewarms. I would have my ups and downs with it. I did a little, then I started getting a little bit better with it going into sophomore, junior year, because I'm like, well, also for myself, but I'm like, if I ever date anyone, it's going to be someone, that's true to their faith.
Right.
Like, I was never, and that sounds hypocritical, because if I wasn't true to my faith, why would someone date me? I get that. But I was never going to settle down for someone that was like worldly.
Right.
I just didn't want that, because I know what that can do to you. This is just a personal preference. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not saying just because you're not Christian, you're not a good woman or a good man. That was just my preference.
Gotcha. That's respectable.
So, yeah, later in college, I definitely, I think sometimes God will put you in a place where if your attention's not on Him, He is going to take away something that has your attention more, if that makes sense. Like, if you're not His priority, He will disturb what is your priority in the moment.
Gotcha.
So sometimes I think back and I think that because I was so injury prone, or the reason I was so injury prone was because I made sports, or in this situation, soccer, I was making that my God. That was my idol.
That's good, bro.
So, and I think people need to understand that, like, I think it's okay to, put some, like, if you have a job, if you have a career, a sport, or a partner that you really love, it's okay to have them up there as a priority. But if that becomes something you put over the Lord, I truly think He will disturb it in a way, or He will take it away. Because the same way He can give you blessings, He can take stuff away from your life. So I think sometimes I look back on it and I'm like, maybe I was so injury prone because I made this thing my God.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, actually.
And because of that, it would draw me back to Him. Because I mean, ultimately, if you're stuck in a state of depression or something like that, or you're stressed out, like where else do you go to?
Yeah.
If you rely on yourself, it's probably not going to work out.
Yeah, I heard that in the Bible too, like God allows things to happen to you so you can find your way back to him because he knows when you're getting lost.
Yeah. And I mean, I do believe that every human, we're like meant to like struggle and suffer because I mean, without that stuff, you're not going to overcome certain things in life. You're not going to learn. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think you just choose, you kind of pick your poison. Well, not poison, but you pick what
your decisions.
Yeah, you pick in those moments what is going to be the thing that guides you. Is it going to be alcohol? Is it going to be drugs that you use to kind of make yourself feel better? Is it going to be, you know, being with a group of people that you probably shouldn't be with or that aren't a good influence? Or are you going to turn to something that you know is higher than you?
Right.
So obviously for us, that's the Lord. And not to say that just because you turn to God that life becomes easier, but you have someone that's there for you at all times.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a even when you are going through the world without the Lord, us as Christians, we feel like at least with the Lord, there's somebody there that already knows the outcome, right? Already has a plan for you.
Yeah.
It's guiding you through something, you know, and having faith, to be honest, it can be said easier, but having it in the moments that you need it, that's the tough part. And that's the thing, that's the part of faith that builds the character that eventually you can apply to later on in life. So I get you.
Yeah. And I think you can't go through life and not have some kind of faith in something, you know?
I see what you're saying. No, I've had these thoughts on my head myself. You know, you believe in something.
Yeah.
You know,
like you got to believe there's something above you. Like you really can. Like I think there's one thing to be confident in yourself, but another thing to be like, yeah, it's just me.
I think some people think that way though.
Yeah.
Like I think there's people that truly believe it's only them, and they have made themselves their God, you know. They I don't know, if you start looking at facts about the universe yourself, things line up too perfectly for you not to question at least, like dang, you know.
You have to know there's a creator, whether you believe in God or not. Like the way our bodies are just made, like the things to like the systems, the nervous system, things like that. You're like, you don't make something so complicated yet so perfect out of coincidence.
What is that saying? Life is only given and produced by life. So there's nothing dead that has ever produced life. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Life only comes from life. And I think that's a case that you can look at it and you're like, yeah, I mean, I was given life by somebody who already had life. Yeah. I didn't come from just a big bang, maybe.
I was going to mention that.
A big bang randomly. I mean, hey, I'm just saying, you know, it's all I know is, which just stays true, life has only came from life. You know, life has never came from something that's dead or unalive.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a whole rabbit hole we can get into.
Yeah, no, that would be a whole like another 5 podcasts, honestly.
Yeah, that's it. But it's good though, man. And regardless though, I think when it comes to even energy, having this feeling, the gut feeling, I think we were created like that on purpose, right? We believe God created us, but even people who don't believe, they feel those emotions. There's times where you feel out of body experiences, like the deja vus and stuff like that. Yeah. But I feel like it's because of the way you were built. And it's hard to believe that something or someone was not behind that creation. Yeah. That's the way I think about it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand like not everyone's going to have the same belief. Yeah. And we have to understand that but like back to the point where I made earlier, like you have to go through life with some kind of faith. So obviously us as Christians, we do believe that what we believe in is the truth. But obviously there's others. There's Muslims, you know, there's people that believe in Buddha, like things like that, like
atheists in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's atheists. I don't really understand the atheists, but I mean, but I mean, yeah, everyone believes in something different. To us, it just aligns a little bit better if we go through facts, whether it's the Bible, whether it's just like
history,
us ourselves, like the way things are lined up. It just makes more sense to us that it is the Lord. But I don't agree when someone says like, why are you putting faith into something you can't see? It's like you don't go through life without believing in something. Like even something as simple as like if I'm gonna go home, you have the belief that I'm gonna get there safely.
Yeah. Right.
It's not, everything cannot just be logic.
Yeah.
Because then what's the point? You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense.
I feel you. You can't go through life without having any type of faith because you always believe there's something, or that's either you're gonna make a decision or a decision will be made for you to get to a certain spot. So you believe that the thing that you want or are chasing, or the point you'll get to, is led by something inside. Yeah. We call it faith. You may be calling it something else. You know, you may call it destiny, whatever. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. So there's always something that you believe in. It's just, it might not be the Lord for a lot of people.
But yeah, I think people just need to grasp the concept that you need to have faith in things. Like you have faith in the car to get you from point A to point B. Yeah. If it was just logic, I mean, that car can break down. Right. But you have faith that it won't. Right. You know what I mean?
You'll be okay. You'll make it safe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think once you kind of get to that point where you're like, you need to have faith and you need to understand that there is something higher than you, then you can kind of question yourself a little bit. Okay, like, what is this?
I think it takes a lot of humility, Jane. Yeah. I think having faith and believing that something created you takes humility because, for example, this being that you're serving, you have to serve him. And us as humans and our flesh don't want to serve anybody. Why would we want to serve and follow something, again, that people can't see, right? Yeah. But those people can feel. You know, you don't have to see, but you can feel. And it's the same thing that we're talking about. You have feelings, you have emotions. You were created in a certain way for that. So, I mean, we have all experienced a little something that makes us question something paranormal or an out of body experience, and you're just like, yo, wait, you know what I mean? Now, some people choose to ignore it, and they make their flesh their God. They make their bodies their God. They make themselves their God. You know, I am me. I am, you know, I've got to do what I got to do, and that's it. And I respect it. I always had nothing but respect, especially in this channel, bro. I've had so many people from different walks of life, man, that it's just interesting to see how people function and their train of thought. Right. At one point, I had you want something interesting to see how diverse my channel is. I had someone who was gay. He's a homosexual on my channel one time when I was going live, right? And he was like, he typed something out. He was like, "Hey man, I typically don't I don't type on here because, you know, we don't, I know you talk about God a lot and you know, you talk about you're a Christian and stuff." And I was just afraid that, you know, you were going to say something or I wasn't going to be accepted. And I told him straight up, I was like, "Listen, homie, my job here is not to judge what you do, who you like." You know what I mean? Us as Christians, we hate the sin, but never the sinner. Yeah. And I told them, I was like, "Listen, bro, in this chat, you're loved. Yeah. Like you will be loved. You will have friends. And if the best way that I can show you that God lives through me is by showing you God's love, regardless of your affiliations, regardless of what you believe in. That is how you show God's character through you, because that is you're made in His image. And if I believe you are made in His image, then He loves you just as much as He does me. Yeah. We just have taken different routes in life. But my hope and my prayer is that you always come back to why I believe is the truth. But regardless, you will be loved. Yeah. And I think, you know, us doing that as Christians, bro, takes people a long way and lets them see, like, it's not about hate, bro. It's always about love. Yeah. And it's never that we hate you. It's that we just hate the things that sin does to you and us too, because we're sinners just ourselves, you know?
And I think that's a misconception is those that look at Christians or Christianity in a negative way, they have that misconception that, but I think this is our own fault where they're like, oh, you're Christian, like, I can't talk to you, like, you're not gonna like
judge me.
Yeah, you're gonna judge me. It's like, but that is our own fault. That is our fault, and that is the church's fault.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there are genuine people that are very careful to make sure, like, that they do spread love most of the time. But as humans, we're gonna make mistakes. Like, we have to be humble and say, like, even me, maybe I have in the past spreaded or made it seem like I hated something when in reality that is not how it's supposed to be. Right. Like, just because you're gay, lesbian, whatever it is, like, doesn't mean I hate you or that I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I have friends that are gay. I have friends that are lesbian.
Right.
And I think there's a difference between supporting and still loving another person. Right. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care if you have another belief. I don't care if you're part of LGBTQ plus. Yeah. Sorry if I'm getting any of this stuff wrong. You're good. At the end of the day, I'm here to spread love, and that's our job. Yep. It is not our job to judge.
Because we will be judged. We ourselves will be judged. Yeah. Who are we to judge others? And that is 100% right. I feel like a lot of Christians, sometimes they feel like above other people because we believe so bad that we're good and that we're going to be saved and all this. And we forget, like, hey, bro, we still have to meet our maker. Right. We still are going to be judged. And I think you're right. You're 100% right with that. Who are we to judge you? We're not here to do that. And I think if more churches spread the love instead of spreading the belief that you are on a different pedestal because you are saved, maybe more people would come to God. Yeah. Because of God's love, right? Yeah. God's love is what spreads. It's what you feel. You can feel love. You can feel when you don't feel judged. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's the thing is too, people put sin on different levels. When realistically, there is no, oh, this sin is worse than that sin. Right. If you're out doing drugs and drinking alcohol every week and getting blacked out drunk every weekend, and I tell you a small little lie, though to us logically and in human form, those look like two very different things. Yeah. But to God, it's the same. Yeah. It's still a sin. Whether it seems to us like, oh, this is way worse. Like you did this is crazy, and then you just told a little lie. That's not a big deal. No, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's two different sins, but it's the same level of sin. Yeah. When you go to God and He looks at the guy that got blackout drunk every weekend and the person that told a little white lie, He's still gonna judge them the same way. It's no different. Now, the reason why we believe in what we believe in is because we do believe that we are saved by grace because of what we believe the Lord did for us, and He died on the cross for our sins, that we can go to Him to repent and to say, you know what, I made this mistake. I want to be cleansed. You got to be humble and say, I was wrong.
You messed up.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I repent from that. Can you please, and you ask for forgiveness. Yeah. I think that's also a tough topic, whereas people don't like to humble themselves and kneel down before someone and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Yeah. Please forgive me. People don't like that concept. And I get it.
That's a battle though. Yeah. That's a battle in itself. Asking for forgiveness is, you have to humble yourself a lot. And I mean, I've had people, I even had on this podcast, people who have struggle with like asking for those words, forgive me. That's tough. It's not easy as humans.
It's not. But when we put it into the topic we're talking about in terms of asking for forgiveness from the Lord, He doesn't look at us with shame upon that stuff. Yeah. He immediately forgets it and sees us as who we are, as the person He created, as the person He loves. Whatever it's in the past is in the past. Not to say you're not going to make mistakes in the future. Of course, you're going to make mistakes in the future. Like, I'll probably make a mistake later today. I probably won't know it, but I'll probably make a mistake later today. But then you can humble yourself at the end of the day and be like, hey, like, whether you know or not that you made a mistake, you humble yourself and ask for forgiveness. And I think as you grow in your faith, especially on the sins you've struggled with in the past, and we talked about this last week in Bible study.
Yeah, Bible study.
I think as you grow in your faith and you truly find a connection with God, some of the sins, or we would hope all the sins that we fall to pretty regularly, we slowly start to shy away from it.
Yeah.
So like if you're a slave to lust and you truly seek a connection with the Lord, not to say you will be clean immediately, but slowly you'll start to realize that that is not going to bring you the satisfaction that you're looking for. You know, a lot of the worldly stuff is just temporary satisfaction.
And I think that's how the devil deceives you with like repetitive satisfaction, thinking that this time it'll be good enough. This time, just do it. Just, you know.
Yeah, and it's that. It's like, why did it not fulfill you fully the first time? Yeah. But also there are some people, and I think people can mix this up too, and I sometimes do this. When you compare yourself and you look at someone that's probably not a Christian, and they're like, oh, they look like they have such a great life, or they're so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also, you got to realize that that's the enemy's work as well, is if you're chilling in the worldly desires that you have, if you're finding it, why is he going to bother you? He's just going to leave you alone.
I've said this before, and even on this podcast, and I think you're 100% right. Like, so outside looking in, if you're looking from people who do not have a relationship with God and someone who does have a relationship with God, when you start following the footsteps of the Lord and trying to build a relationship, you actually start getting attacked more from the enemy.
Yeah.
And things sometimes seem to be worse when you start following the Lord. Yeah. And at the beginning, people don't understand that because the enemy had you where he wanted you. So now that you're fading away from his kingdom and you're following the Lord's kingdom, he's going to want you back, and he knows how to get you because he is very deceitful. Yeah. He will bring you back and start sending, you know, his little people to try and attack you so you can continue failing because the enemy knows the word and the Bible better than we do. Yeah. And this is how he knows all the tricks to get us, right? Because he's been doing this consistently for a very long time. So when you try to follow the footsteps of the Lord, it's harder. And people think, oh, it's going to be easier. Now I'm better. Now I'm safe. I'm like, this is a battle. And it might take some months. It might take years. You don't know. Yeah. But the only thing that you can be reassured in is the fact that you have someone that is there fighting for you and that it's bigger than you and the enemy. Because the enemy is stronger than you without the Lord. But with the Lord, he's undefeated. Yeah. And you can trust that.
No, I mean, it's a good way to point it out. Just because
the Lord is undefeated, by the way, just to clear that
up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if the enemy has you where he wants you, he's not going to bother you. If you're out clubbing every weekend and if you feel convicted, then that should probably say something.
That's a good thing, at least.
But if you're out doing something you should probably know deep down you shouldn't be doing, then the enemy's going to be chilling. He's going to be like, all right, well, I got him over there. Let me see where else I seek. But yeah, when you start walking back into to have that walk in faith, try turning back to the Lord, it can get really tough because you're going to feel, I think it's also, you're going to feel more conviction. Because if you tell yourself like, all right, you know what, I'm going to lock in, I'm going to probably seek the Lord a little more. And then in the back of your mind, you're like, oh shoot, I just did that again. Like, oh crap, what does God think? And then that's also how the enemy attacks you. He's going to think that the Lord's going to shame you. Realistically, that's just how he works. Yeah. You shouldn't feel shame. You should.
The enemy will make you feel shame.
Yeah.
He'll put lies in you, and he said, "Nah, you suck. Yeah. Here you go again. You failed again. This is why you don't deserve the kingdom. You belong." Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
And
you're right on that.
It's okay to feel conviction. I think it's a good thing. I think if you're doing something wrong and you don't feel convicted, that's when you should be kind of scared. Where you're like, oh, like maybe this person says that that's not a good thing to do. I'm doing it. I don't really feel bad about it. I think that's where you should be like, oh shoot, like maybe I do need to do something about it, because it's once you feel the conviction, it does suck to feel conviction, but at least you know, like you are trying.
The Holy Spirit is at least trying to tell you something.
Yeah. So I think it's a good and a bad thing. I understand the feeling's not great, but it's a good thing because at least you know in your heart and your mind that the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, saying, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You should probably fix that."
Yeah.
That's like there's nothing to feel shame about. Yeah, I just gotta work on it.
Yeah, no, that's good, bro. That is really good, dude. We could be here talking about all of this for a long time.
Yeah,
I got so much to say when it comes to all of that.
That's why you gotta pull up more podcasts, man. You gotta do. It'll be like Joe Rogan Experience. He does them like every 2 days or something.
Yeah, no, it's time. It's time consuming, man. I always tell people who try to do like podcasting, content creation. Everybody wants the spotlight. Everybody wants the numbers. Everybody wants the subscribers and stuff like that. But I'm like, the time that it takes to get to that point. Yeah. And what about when there is not a lot of subscribers? You know, what about there's a lot of viewers, and you feel like, man, what am I something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Those are moments that people face, and when they do, they're like, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people start it, but when they start seeing it's a lot of time consumption, and maybe you're not the person that you thought you was.
Yeah.
When because you're hiring yourself, oh, everybody wants to listen to me, everybody wants to do this and that. Yeah. Until you actually start putting in that work, and you constantly have to put out, then is when your passion takes over. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love doing podcasts though. I love sharing people's stories like yourself. I feel like we get to learn from different walks of life, different ages, male, female. People get to hear other people, and some of them will relate to what you're going through, right? The younger generation, and listen to what you've gone through. But we're all different, and I think that's what makes us unique and special, because we all have our certain path in our walks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough for everyone, and I guess especially younger generation like myself, like especially at this point of our lives, it can get difficult. Just because if y'all look outside, shoot, everything's expensive.
Yeah, people are crazy, dude. But bro, the world has been crazy lately.
Yeah, man.
Oh, by the way, shout out podcast. If you were listening today, so we're more in the evening side of things right now, and I don't know when you're gonna listen to this podcast, but like we're going through a government shutdown today, and I work for the federal government. I'm just like over here making a podcast instead. I mean, it's crazy, bro. You've seen everything that's happened, the shootings, the this and that, the people, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, and the world, man, and the amount of exposure now that you can have on things. A lot of little kids can see things maybe that they shouldn't see in this world.
No, yeah, man, the world's crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it, but earlier today I had some guy try and like get a bunch of money from me. Some guy was like asking for like $300, saying because he said he needed it for like he said he needed to drive to Kennesaw to see a family member in the hospital. He was like, I need gas money. I was like, what do you need $300 for, man?
That's a lot of gas money, bro.
Yeah, I'm in the gym. I just get to the gym. I'm just trying to work out. This man comes up to me at first. He's like, can I get $100 and I'll pay you back like double later when I get back.
Oh, that's already a...
Yeah, and then he goes out of nowhere. He's like, what about 300? Will 300 work? He's like, I'll give you $600. I'm like, dude, if you have $600, why are you asking me for money?
That's my first train of thought.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my morning. That was an interesting experience. But yeah, I mean, y'all better be careful out there, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. No, I appreciate. Thank you for coming into the podcast, bro. I appreciate you again doing a short notice and having a conversation with it, bro. Hopefully, it just helps anybody. And listen to your story, people can learn. So thank you for coming in, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for listening to this yap session. We're professional yappers over here. So we appreciate you. Don't forget that you can watch this video in 4K in my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend or a family. Also, if you're listening to, or if you're watching this and you want to subscribe to all the audio platforms, you can. I will leave the links in the description below of this video. and just show some love on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So I am planning on actually making and continue to make, more content. Hopefully I can have a couple surprises for you guys coming up with people who I might have on my channel. I'm on the works right now. But hopefully you guys get to listen to those. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting, and take care of each other and take care of yourself. Peace and love, familia. See you guys in the next one.
God bless.
God bless.